Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. All right, so let's talk about capitalism and ethics. I'm always getting in these discussions with people that talk about capitalism and the free market and so forth. When you look at things clearly, when you talk about the free market and eliminating governmental controls, then the fact is that the purest definition of capitalism does not incorporate any form of ethic at all except for making a profit. And that is by any means available. The example that I use most often is Libya. If you want to know what unrestrained, unregulated, free market capitalism looks like, look at Libya. They have slave markets in the streets, human beings being kidnapped and sold. There are no government regulations. There are no controls that say that selling a human being as a slave is illegal. And if you want to know what it does to the economy, what is the value of the Libyan currency? It has no official currency. Without a central government, you don't have a currency. Period. You just don't have one. So, but we can go much further with these examples. Without regulation, human trafficking in any form is free market capitalism. I can kidnap you, enslave you, and sell you, and this is free market capitalism. I can cut you up and sell your body parts. I can sell your heart, your kidneys, your lungs, and that is free market capitalism. Under free market capitalism, without governmental controls, this is acceptable. If I sell you as a sex slave, this is perfectly acceptable. Slavery and feudalism are examples of free market capitalism. So, the moment that you start incorporating the discussion of any form of human rights, workers' rights, investors' rights, then you have strayed from free market capitalism and you are incorporating socialism into the discussion. You are no longer an actual capitalist. So there's nothing about it. But these examples go further. Look at our own society and, prison labor. But it's not just prison labor. It's also municipal jails and community service. All right? Prison labor, some capitalists say, well, as long as it's voluntary. There is nothing, again, you are incorporating ethics into the discussion. You have just now strayed from capitalism into socialism because you're using human rights. If it's voluntary, it's human rights. And by the way, if you are absolutely forced to engage in the capitalist system against your will for your very survival, you've already taken away free rights. You've taken away free will. If you're going to starve, go without medical care, become homeless, you have taken away free will and human rights. All right, so, but back to the prison labor. Many prisoners, inmates in the United States, wind up against their will being forced to do work for corporations. And that becomes for a profit for the corporations. But it is at the expense of the taxpayers that keep paying for them to be incarcerated. The state makes money off of this. Meanwhile, whether it is prison labor working for corporations, or they are picking up trash on the side of the road, etc., what you have done in this case is eliminate paying civilian jobs. And you have incentivized keeping people in the penal system at your expense for the profit of someone. But no matter what, there are fewer jobs, fewer taxpayers. You've moved away from an actual free market system into a welfare system for the state, for the corporations. Who benefits? Because it's not you and I. You and I do not benefit from this. When these jobs are eliminated, when we pay to keep all these the largest prison population in the history of the world, when we're paying for that, then you're not talking about free markets. You're not talking about freedom. Your rights are being taken away. More and more people are being incarcerated and forced to perform labor in some way. That's not freedom. Yeah, you don't get to claim that. And most of the time these are on low-level offenses. You don't want murderers out there on the side of the road picking up trash where they can escape. So it incentivizes the low-level offenders that are caught on not paying a traffic ticket or for, simple minor drug possession and things like this, the ones that are not a risk. You're making it a profit system. But, of course, we're also incorporating socialism if you talk about environmental protections, wage protections. Under free market capitalism without government regulations, your water can be poisoned. I can sell you a bottle of poison and claim that it's medicine. Perfectly fine. And I'm not discussing the big pharma thing right now. I mean literal poison. Like cyanide. I could give you a bottle of cyanide, sell it to you, and tell you that it's going to cure your problems. Well, yeah, it'll cure your problems. You won't have any problems when you're dead. I've made a profit. I've engaged in free market capitalism. And there's nothing to stop it from happening. That is free market capitalism. There are no ethics at all in the capitalist ideology. As soon as you incorporate any form of ethics at all beyond making a profit, you are no longer talking about capitalism. You are talking about socialism. The only thing that capitalism protects is capitalism. And capitalism is a religion. Money is a myth. It does not exist in nature. Under capitalism, money is God. Banks and CEOs are priests. Adherents are sycophants. And they're willing to, and all of them are willing to intentionally or by neglect, injure, maim, kill, poison, destroy anything and everything that gets in the way of their religion. The worst sycophants, extremists, are completely willing to sacrifice non-believers being deemed heretics. They're willing to sacrifice these we heretics on the bloody altar of their religion. For what? It's no different than, oh, you're going to get rewarded for it? How is that different from a religion? Yeah. Capitalism is a religion, and it has no ethics. It is the most extremist, violent religion that has ever or could ever exist. Sometimes it's in a passive-aggressive manner, but it is still the most violent and horrendous system that you can imagine. All right? I'd like to hear, if some capitalists are listening to this, go ahead and offer some counter argument to this. I would like to hear it. But I'm still going to hold by my position. As soon as you incorporate ethics, you've moved away from free market capitalism. All right? Please share this video. Talk about these subjects. If you can, please donate $1 a month to help expand the channel, and I will catch you in the next one.